Best Medicine Podcast. Smoking positive change in the community. Having real conversations and therapy. You know, laughter's the best remedy. Got that heavy dose of humor for your hearts to hear. With mental health, we can't get any more real. Best Medicine Podcast. Best Medicine Podcast.
Best Man Pod, it's your man Simba Roar back in this thing one more time, bruh. And today, I have a special guest. Oh no, actually, I have multiple special guests. Man, if you listen to the diagnosis, you know all I have is special guests. And today ain't no different. Today, man, I have somebody who really, without them, you probably wouldn't even hear me. You probably wouldn't even know who I was. You know, I have some gentlemen on this phone today that you know, elevated me to a place where I thought I should be, and I'm still growing, and it's a beautiful thing. I'm talking to these brothers who is giving a voice to our community. These brothers are making sure that our community has representation in all states. Like he just said, it's 4 different people on the phone from 3 different states. we got the United States on lock. I want to introduce y'all today to the founders of the Defy Life Podcast Network. What's going on, y'all?
Yo, what's good, man?
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's up, man?
We got the
Thanks for having us, man. It's an honor.
Appreciate you. So real quick, so everybody can get your voice, my millions of listeners can listen to hear your voice. You know, go one by one and say who you are, what your title is for Defy Life.
All right, it's JR, co-founder and president of Defy Life and the Defy Life Podcast Network. What's good?
This is Alvin, also known as Big Al. I am a creator and host of the Defy Life show, and been around for several years from the beginning.
All right.
It's Keon Small. I just talk shit about the Falcons, and that's it.
Ric Flair.
I don't got no title.
You Ric Flair?
Man. Keon is also one of the co-founders, but I don't know if he remembers that in his current state. But yeah.
If he's not the co-founder of the Falcons, he don't know.
Right.
Now, I came in 2000, so they were already losing by the time I got there.
Oh man, but yeah, man, it's definitely an honor to be here, man. You know, we got the call, and I was scrambling at first because I kind of forgot that all the original members of the Defy Life Network we were back on one show. So yeah, it's a good pickup, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. Great time. Yeah, because I definitely y'all story is a story that needs to be heard. Like y'all are from the soil. Y'all pretty much are all brothers, right? For the you know.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Al and I actually, first cousins, pretty much we were raised like brothers. So Al and I are actually family. Me and Pooh have known each other since we were 14. And me and Keon were roommates in college. So, and Keon and Pooh have actually, been around my family and kind of become family. I think Al and Keon hung out last since I hung out with Keon. So,
definitely.
that Wu-Tang.
Oh yeah,
right.
They got a private group chat.
Right. So, we become, 140 episodes in, we become each other's kind of lifeline once a week, at least. So,
but at the same time, I've never been in the presence of Pooh.
Right.
But at the same
never
time,
met Pooh?
Yeah,
I've
that is
never
true.
been in the presence of Pooh. But at the same time, I feel like I know him. Like I've been hanging out with him every week, though.
Right.
But I've never actually been in his presence.
That's crazy. All right.
Yeah, but we've got other family members, Al, who like are a family with. That's crazy, right? So,
I'm sure.
But yeah, it's crazy dynamic, man. But this,
But you know what? I'm
this
sure I've
journey.
been around Pooh like years ago, but I haven't been in the presence of him since the show.
that's true.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Well, I haven't either. Now that you say it like that.
Right.
Who has won the most fights out of you all?
Won the most fights.
Yeah.
I mean, me simply because I control the microphone, but
Got it.
and just because I like to tell myself that. But I don't know. I think it's pretty. I think it depends on the situation and what we're talking about. You know, once we start, you know, like we all know how to push each other's buttons. So
Yeah.
you know, if I want to pick a fight with Al, let's say I talk shit about the Lakers and Kobe and Magic.
Yeah.
You know, if I want to pick a fight with
Easy.
Keon, I'll just say some shit I know he's not going to agree with, even if I don't believe it. And you know, I get him once his voice get to a certain octave, I know I got him.
I got a lot better with that shit. I realize what we do.
Yeah.
I realize what we do.
Yeah, you do, but you still continue to argue,
Yeah.
which I never get. I don't know. And then Pooh,
Can't help it.
like we say anything about, you know, Michael Jordan or Tupac,
Derrick Rose.
and Derrick Rose, like, and you got Pooh ain't gonna say much, so you know you got Pooh. When Pooh start cursing, we know he done lost that fight.
Well, what disparaging
When
words do you
JR
have to say about
crazy
Pop?
About Carmelo Anthony. If you say
Right.
Carmelo Anthony was a great basketball player,
Right.
get ready
Yeah.
for JR to start saying what?
Mhm.
Or mention anything about LeBron not being something. And it's
Right.
like, oh, he's going to
Exactly.
defend LeBron.
Yeah.
So we know our catch feeling spots
Mhm. Right.
where somebody will catch feelings if we bring up that topic.
Right. So, but you know, all everything like we don't even have like a ring, like judges or like scorecard. We just know once you get to a certain level of pissed off, we know we don't won.
Said we didn't got you, huh?
All right.
My thing ain't winning, is getting my point across. You know what I mean? Just understand where I'm coming from. Because you ain't never gonna win no argument. You know, because you ever heard this? It's a person convinced against their will of the same opinion still, or whatever.
Mhm.
You got your opinion. You ain't gonna come off, especially like your pride in the way.
Right.
Yeah.
Not in
Like-
the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it literally may have been maybe twice on this entire show that somebody's been like, you know what? I changed my mind. You're right.
Right. But I will say this, though. I have heard people take different stances on
Yeah.
a topic over the course of the show. And I
Mhm.
think it's because of the conversation.
That's
so that
true.
in the moment, our pride, our ego, we're going to keep going at each other. But later on, as we have thought about it, reflected
That is
on
true.
it, and then that topic comes back up, I've heard people have an evolved perspective.
And that's the reason why you have those conversations.
Right.
That's,
Yeah,
the,
that's
that's
true.
the whole purpose of the conversation.
To me,
you
it
don't even
reminds
have
me of a
to.
barbershop.
Yeah, you don't have to change your mind. I'm just giving you a different perspective.
Yeah.
It's more to it than what I'm seeing and what you're seeing. So if we both, you know, see what each other sees, we have more vision.
Mm.
Defy Life. Defy Life. What is Defy Life? Why is Defy Life?
Man, I've heard more people ask me that damn question. Like,
Right.
And when I first heard it, it made perfect sense to me.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It did. Me too. I was like, I like being defiant.
Right.
Spend my whole life
that's-
being defiant. I'm
yeah,
at home.
Hey, like everything. And it's crazy. You know, I've been podcasting since before they started calling them podcasts. You know, we just called them shows back then. And you know, it was strictly sports. And at that point, you know, after about I was in it for maybe 9 years, and strictly surrounding mostly the NFL draft and sports talk. And I just got to a point where, you know, I wanted to kind of branch out, talk about some other things. From my perspective, my business partners at that time were two white dudes who I love them to death, but they didn't get my perspective a lot of times.
Right.
And Pooh started writing for the site. the old site that I was working with. And Keon had showed, we talk, and he would always express interest around doing kind of the same thing. And, there's something about getting fed up and getting pissed off. I mean, once you start getting pissed off and fed up with yourself, change happens. And so once I got to that point where I was just really just sick of talking about sports and it was becoming so routine, I reached out to Keon and Pooh, told them I was ready to make a move and do my own thing, and asked them if they were on board. They said yeah. And I think, it took us, Keon, maybe a week to kind of come up with the name Defy Life, and drew up the logo. And after we built the website and started writing, releasing stuff, maybe 4 days later, Al called me like, yo, I don't know what you're doing with this Defy Life thing, but I like it. I'm digging it. I want to be a part of it. So really in less than a month, like we were up rolling, just the four of us, writing articles, fussing at each other about who ain't doing what and who's, who needs to do what. And, picking out categories of what we're going to specialize in. But really Defy Life really just drew from that move of really, life is going to throw a lot of stuff at you. Life is going to throw a lot of crazy shit like obstacles, bad situations, bad people. But life is also going to throw a lot of good shit at you. Life is going to throw a lot of money your way. Life's going to throw beautiful women your way. Amazing opportunities. And Defy Life is really just a stance of defying what people say you should do in those situations. And so really defying what life throws at you and giving a middle finger to the conformist way. And that's how we all have chosen to live our lives at different points. And, we try to, all try to live by that motto of being as defiant as possible, in every single moment and making our own choices.
This disruption brings change.
Absolutely.
And I think for me, like, man, I've been, can we curse on this show just for the?
You can say all of the words.
No cursing.
All of them. No, you can say all of them.
Okay, just checking. So most of my life, I've been that dude that said "fuck that."
Yeah, big facts.
So Defy Life made sense to me from the beginning.
From the beginning, man, I agree.
Just from as you talk, if you really listen to what he talked about in terms of all that life brings to you, and then how do you respond? And to me, it's about defying life, because life is good, life is bad, but we still got responsibility to do our thing. So for me, how I've always brought it, my mode has been fuck that. I've been the dude. I lost my father at 8. What you gonna do? Fuck that. Right. He died when I was 8 years old. I grew up in Queens when it was the birth of crack 35 years ago. How you gonna live your life? Fuck that. I was a smart kid that went to the white college up in the boonies. Fuck that. I was the dude that brought the first hip hop show to that small white college. First hip hop radio show. Fuck that. Been married 30 years. Fuck that. Defy Life. And I don't want to keep dropping the F-bombs, but real talk, like, I just love that energy that we bring and it ain't just the four of us, a whole network, including yourself, of people who are resilient, persistent, and when the voice that you mentioned, that's that defiant voice that to me is one of our ancestors. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I take it there. We are their descendants, people who survived the most horrific thing that this planet has seen in many instances. We are their descendants. We are the defiance of life.
The ones that couldn't say what we say.
You know what I mean? So
the ones that couldn't say fuck that.
That's who I am. So I love being part of this every week for that reason. I'm a creator. I get the talk. All
right. I just had a guest, Dr. Erica. She's a family physician, and she's an author as well. Yeah, and her book is called "Fuck That Job." Fuck this job. The art of the transition. And it's like that is defiant within itself.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, and and anytime. Oh, Keon, did you want to say how you defy life before I start ranting?
No, I'm not. It's cool. I'm just having fun.
Yeah, it was like anytime we bring somebody into the network, I always, this is me personally, I always like to have that feeling that they understand what Defy Life means just through their life actions. Right. And, and I ain't gonna lie, I get to stalking people on social media, see what they up to. And
got to.
Yeah, so I can see what you up to, see if you really define life. And and that's one thing I appreciated about you is, one, you're not afraid to say yes. And what I mean by that is when there's an opportunity there, I see you got your hands in everything.
Yes,
and so when there's an opportunity to do something, you say yes, and then you figure out how to do it.
Exactly.
And that is the epitome of Defy Life. And so it's
learn on the fly,
like blood that runs through this network that I appreciate everybody on here and everybody from writers to podcast hosts to producers, everybody. Just that blood that flows through Defy Life because everybody has a sense of as Al said, fuck that, let's just get it done.
That's real. How are we gonna do it? I did my first. I did a concert. I did a live music experience. So it was 2 R&B singers and 2 poets.
That's dope.
I had vendors. I had tacos. It's legally. I'm in California, so it's legal. So I had joints and drinks. We were just passing out joints to people.
That's dope.
Right.
And yeah.
What part of California are you in?
I'm in the Bay. I'm in Oakland.
All right, nice. Okay.
And it was a beautiful time. I had never put on an event. It was just my whole year of, like you said, saying yes to everything and just being for my people. They came out in drones to
that's dope.
Show. Right. Of all different types. I had teachers over here. I had the hood niggas over here. I had the squares over here. I had beautiful women everywhere. It was a time in there. I had the brujas and witches over here. Like it was a beautiful situation, and I did all of that in 4 weeks. My business partner, Cal Capricorn, he's an R&B singer. He's like, yo, Simba, I want you to be my business partner. Bet I'm doing this show. I got the venue. I have the artist. I said, cool. He said, all I need you to really do is promote. I said, bet. With us talking, I've known that man like maybe 2 weeks prior to this. So this is a new relationship. So now I'm working on the event with him, and he says, oh, Simba, we lost the location and we lost one of the artists. I said, you know what? Cool. I have a place. He said, no, I'm gonna keep looking. He kept looking. We found a loft. We found a beautiful loft, and we were going to do it. Then that place fell through. I said, man, I got a place. He's like, all right, what's the place? It's the place that we did our event. Shout out to Soul Tree Alchemy. And, the price was amazing. The overhead was amazing, and we got it done. And we did great. We did great in 4 weeks.
That's dope.
I added an artist. I did an episode with her, Venus. Venus Mode on Instagram, Venus Monet on Instagram. And she, it was her birthday. She was dropping her first EP. So she had a birthday party, an EP release, and a concert all on the same day.
Wow. That's dope.
I put that together, and I put her on the bill. We made it big for her just to, recognize her and how wonderful she is. It was a beautiful situation. And that was defiant within itself because, I didn't have too much time. Everything seemed like he was like, oh no, I think I need to push it back. I was like, nah, this is the date and we're going to do it. Fuck that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you from the Bay Area? Are you from there?
Yeah, born and raised, Oakland, California, baby.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I could interview you. Like, how in the hell y'all do the $2,000 rents and shit out there?
Oh man, just a lot of robbing niggas.
Yeah.
Nah, it's terrible. I figured I need to figure that out too, because I know the minimum wage is maybe higher here than other places, but it don't last
cost
you.
to live.
We got three jobs. I got 3 jobs.
Okay.
You know, I work in the school system, so I'm at one school all day. I do. I'm a TA during the day, and then I work for the after school program in the evening.
Okay.
So I just got it good to where I don't have to go anywhere, and I live maybe around the corner from my job, so I have it good. But when these people got to commute 2-3 hours a day, 2-3 different jobs, I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, how far are you from Silicon Valley?
Oh, that's nothing, but that's maybe like an hour and a half away.
All right.
You know, I'm right across the bridge though from San Francisco. That's about 30 minutes away.
Okay.
I can see the bridge from really like my house.
Okay.
Because we right on the water, so we can just see everything.
That's crazy.
Mm.
So where are y'all? What states are y'all in?
Well, up here in Georgia, down here.
Okay, we got Georgia. What part of Georgia?
I'm in like Fayetteville, but I work for DeKalb County,
Okay.
like a suburb of Atlanta.
Right. What about everybody else?
Yeah, I'm in Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Okay, NC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Atlanta as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's nothing like I've been out there a little bit and seeing how expensive it is. That's why I was tripping off. Like, God damn, how these people, you know, the homeless population is crazy, and then the wealth is crazy, and everybody in the same, like, right next to each other. Now that's just, wow, it's crazy to me. But
oh no, you got a street full of homeless people right in front of a multi-million-dollar apartment building.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
It's nuts.
That's wild.
The Bentleys, like the cars I don't even know. Like everybody got a Tesla. Seemed like, and then like football teams are homeless people. Like, look, you know, just armies. You know, I don't know.
It's scary because if they choose to, they can just take everything over.
You like reading my mind right now. You exactly, because that's what I think.
Because they're very organized. If you see like we call it Tent City, and they're organized. They have a flow. They have an order. It's like, this is my area. This is my area. Everybody is certain areas where it's just real organized. That if somebody came through with the homeless revolution, it'll be bad for us.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. Shit. You would think it was liberal as California is. I don't know. Like, they would help more, but I don't know. I can't. Everybody got home. I don't want to shit on California, Oakland, because we got it too. But you know, it seems to be extreme out there though. The wealth and then the poor. You know,
because you got homeless people from you feel me, like Atlanta coming out here, just to be homeless.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you're going to be homeless, that's a great place to be homeless.
Do it in California, but get the fuck out of California. Mm-hmm. We got mad homeless people and people who coming in trying to like work and stuff. So not only are the transplants like not helping the economy, then you got people coming and just getting rich off of us.
Wow.
I never thought about a homeless revolution, but that's crazy.
But you just said like you thought it through, because that makes hella sense. If these people rise, man, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, but like most things, it takes the first person to do it, and usually that never happens, because that first person is usually the one that's going to get killed, and nobody wants to be that dude.
Right. And then a lot of them are geniuses, but a lot of them are just strung out, and a lot of them are just can't get it together. Right. Whether it's mental instabilities or anything like that, which is also
the homeless. You got a little bit of everything.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Veterans, mental health, people who just lost their job. It's a lot of families.
Because it's like they have their whole house. It's just outside.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've seen couches and TVs and stuff like that. Like,
wow.
So I've never been to Bay San Francisco. I'm looking at you like up with like Virginia. So what's the weather? Is it tropical or is it kind of
tropical?
I mean, I don't know.
Definitely not tropical. Like right now it's cold. So, but it's sunny. It's sunny all day, but the chill factor, because we're so close to the ocean, is bone shaking.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. I see you further up north in LA. So that's why. So when the reason I asked that question, I think about the homeless people being outside and it being that far north. That had to be kind of brutal, I would think. But I don't know.
It is. Like I'm saying, it's bone shaking. Like it's not just cold, like, because y'all have. I'm sure y'all have snows and stuff like that.
Sometimes
it don't get freezing, but just the type of cold. I've heard people like New York. My homegirl from New York, she came out here in like June or something, like July or something like that, and it gets cold at night because we're by the water. And she was like, I've done blizzards and it hasn't been this cold.
Damn. All right.
Because it seeps into your skin.
Yeah, and not to, I know it's cliche, but I'm sure it's a different kind of cold. The like constant breeze off the water.
Right.
In New York, like temperature is just cold, and you bundle up, you all right.
Yeah.
For the most part, but like that wind just cuts through everything you wear.
Everything. Yeah. And then the moisture in the water is absorbing into your skin, so it's it's over. It's over for you.
Wow, that's crazy.
The thing I enjoy about this network, other than the fact that is everybody of color?
Color. He said everybody of color.
Are we all melanated?
Yeah. Everybody. We got Chab Dog is the only Chab Dog's Jewish.
Okay.
So
my Hebrew brother.
Huh?
I said my Hebrew brother.
Right, exactly. So that's some I'm like, what was this Al Keon, maybe 2 years ago? We had one white dude who's a writer, and he lasted like 2 articles and disappeared.
Oh yeah.
Disappeared.
And then,
y'all got rid of him.
Right. And then he showed up. I don't think I told y'all this. He showed up maybe 6 months ago, like he ain't never been here before. And reached out to me. He was like, "Yo, I want to write on your network." I was like, I don't even know if this dude remembers he was actually here before. So it's kind of like this reverse stereotype on Defy Life where like, the Caucasian dudes ain't dependable, and they just show up to work when they want to, try to make you forget they used to work here. Like, so shout out to the owner, Anthony Katz was his name. Shout out to you, Anthony.
What did you say to him? You left that part out.
I ain't reply to that shit.
Oh, you say
real talk.
Don't call that real talk.
Right. Because at that point, somebody comes on, it's a matter of setting them up, giving them logins and all that shit. And I was like, I'm not doing this again. So, but yeah, so Chab Dog is Jewish. But yeah, it's and Scott's mixed. So yeah, so shout out to regular Scott from Take a Knee from Marvel vs. DC. Scott's our resident mix guy. So anytime I want a white dude's perspective, I ask half of Scott.
Yeah, half of Scott. So I only listen to this motherfucker half of the time.
Right.
Yeah, I love the fact that it's just our voices.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that it does not and everybody has, like you said, has a difference of opinion. So it shows the complexity in how we think. We're not just a monolith.
Right.
We all, and in the various shows that you have, the knowledge that's being given in each show, like they can't, like if all these shows were like Tyler Perry movies, like it would be pointless.
Right.
Pointless.
Yeah.
But people are doing it respectfully. People are doing it intelligently, and in an entertaining way as well.
Right.
And a very diverse, like you said, perspective to me is what, and funny. I mean, it's some real good shows on this network.
Right.
Yeah, really,
and that's
real
the one
talk,
thing
man.
I can really appreciate is, the fact that, it's that camaraderie. And like Al mentioned earlier, a lot of times it's people that you never even met face to face.
Right.
But it's this natural camaraderie, and you listen to one show and you're like, oh shit, it's West Coast J showed up on another show, or it's Pooh showed up on somebody else's show. So it's it's an actual network where we everybody is not afraid to reach out and to benefit off of each other and help each other grow, and don't mind speaking and talking to each other and reaching out. And then there's also, like you said, this like plethora of perspectives, that everybody can kind of appreciate that, I don't always have to agree with this person, but for one, it's going to be a dope ass conversation because of those differences. And two, if I'm being honest, it makes for good shows when people disagree.
Yeah, I did a show. So, my show was different before you heard it.
Mm.
And I had a co-host, who was trying to start a podcast. So, he reached out to his friends and everybody flaked on him, but me. And he was, he got disappointed. He was like, I don't know if I'm going to do it. It's like, nah, I'm going to be here every week. Fuck that. See, I like that. I'm right along with you. I say fuck that a lot too. That's the title of this episode. If we could do that.
Hey, yes.
But yeah, it's. I was there, and it was just like I was basically the antagonist in the situation, and it got to a point where he couldn't keep a grasp on real life and the show.
Wow.
So it was like he was like getting offended by the things that I was saying. And I was like, bro, I'm just trying to make great content.
Right.
Like, come on, bro.
But that's difficult to do for some people. Like
it is.
That's one thing, especially like from this show in particular, from our show. That's something I've always appreciated amongst the four of us is we've literally, like, at some point at one or another or all of us, like, we've gotten to points where we've cursed each other out and gotten pissed. I mean, genuinely pissed on air, to the point where, like, we cursing each other out. And the next day we texting each other like, that's the show, that we good.
But thing though, I don't play radio. Everything I say, I believe 100%. I don't fucking. And if I get the feeling that you saying something you don't believe, I shut down. I don't. I feel like we saying what we believe though. Don't tell me.
No, absolutely we do. But I mean, but again, we all have points where we know how to trigger each other. Within that truth. Yeah. So like if there's something a little bit extra I can say to get you to a point, on top of what I believe, I'm gonna go there. Like, I know this is gonna really piss him off. Yeah, absolutely. And
I'm not one who likes to get pissed off in public.
Mm-hmm.
So when the shit happens, like I'm caught up. Like, I recognize like,
right.
Oh man.
You say
he got me there.
He got me, yeah.
He got me. But I'm definitely keeping it real. But I just I'm a person who tends to keep mine more close to the vest in public.
I think we had the Obama did nothing for black people, which I still believe 100%. I heard you breathing.
I heard you breathing.
I was like, are you serious right now?
So we haven't had our moments, but I believe in it, and I feel Al do too, or Jay as well. So, I don't know about Jay. Jay argued the different. He just fucking with me though. But I do agree. I do believe what I'm saying. But like, you such an easy target to me, man, because like I know how to push your buttons so easily. So like,
you know,
I'm
like,
be emotional.
yeah, you're emotional. I get it. But like if you go back, like the good thing is like Simba, like you said, when you're able to separate the show from real life, you go back and listen to the show the next day or 2 days later, and those are the funniest moments.
Exactly.
Like when somebody was pissed off and like in their feelings about something, or even if it's you, like you like, damn, I was mad as fuck. But but those are the times like,
and it makes great
like,
content.
yo, that's some funny shit.
And it's funny too. I probably would do what you did just to fuck with the dude though. If I know he mad,
right?
Then I'm gonna do it on purpose.
Right. Especially when I know it's a trend. Man,
Yes.
This dude really get mad every
every time.
Right.
And I'm an asshole, so I'm gonna just keep just picking at you.
Yeah. So how many episodes did it take him to walk away?
Oh, we rocked from September till we stopped in January of last year.
Wow.
Every week.
So like September 2018 to about January, because we released our first episode in January.
Well, like once a week.
Yeah, Saturdays.
Okay.
We record on Saturdays.
January, he was like, "New year, new me. Fuck this, I'm out."
Yeah, it was the people who he actually wanted on the show. Once we started picking up steam, and we made the Instagram, and we started posting stuff. Then they were like, "Oh, well, we want to do it too now." So, and he never had that conversation with me that it was going to be all of us, every single week.
Oh, okay.
So I'm coming in there thinking like I'm interviewing them and we just like kicking it, but they coming back every week, and it was unintelligent, just banter. It wasn't.
Yeah.
They were talking. At one point, they were, like you said, they were screaming at each other, but they're talking about like who's stronger, like Superman or Goku.
Oh, God.
Like, I'm like, what are we doing, and why are you this loud? I couldn't do it. I was like, that's not this show. I'm like, we can do that show, but this show isn't that.
Right. Oh man.
Yeah, so
and that's
it worked. It worked best for me.
Yeah, and that's it's an interesting. Sometimes I'll go back and listen to like our first few episodes. Shout out to Rodney McDaniel. And just realize how bad we were. Because it takes time to learn how to dance with each other.
Right.
And so when you're right, when you're trying to do one kind of show and you don't know how to dance with each other, and you end up doing something completely different than what you set out to do. Especially when you got that many voices, it can be a pretty bad experience.
And everybody wants to be the star of the show.
Yeah.
I've never felt that though here.
Oh no, y'all have some sense. Y'all have some sense. It's not just hey, I'm the best person in the room.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah, and we had those conversations. Like that's what you said. If he never had that conversation with you to say like, yo, we adding these people to the show. Like anytime we make changes to the show, we have those conversations.
Have to.
So we
can be on the same page.
That pretty much has to be done. I always ask, is this cool with y'all? Or if somebody has a problem with the time, y'all mind if we change the time up, or the show's getting too long? Like any of those conversations, because you don't, like, we do this for the most part. We do this because we enjoy it.
Yeah.
And so you don't want it to become a nuisance in your life, because then you're going to hate doing the show, and it's going to show in the quality.
And it's also business, man. Like, you changing up a recipe that's working. And that was the thing. It was like with us too, I still listen back to those episodes. Those episodes were gold. They were gold because the type of conversations we were having, and we were how we were so opinionated, and we were so just on both on either sides of the fence. Like we were like the perfect scale. because we were balanced and off balance at the same time. Even when we agreed, I would still give a different perspective. So those conversations, I'm like, I was upset that I couldn't use those conversations.
Right.
Because those were really good. They were really good. But what I'm doing right now is helping way more than I was doing then. And it's a beautiful situation to see that, because every single thing that I said I was gonna do, that I was telling him, hey, like I'm going to at first it was like, I'm going to get other podcasts so I can start a podcast network. Like I'm going to, be at these events so everybody can know who we are and, know what the brand is and everything like that. I've said that to him, like every single time I saw him, I'm like, bro, I plan to be out here, bro. And he was like introverted. He don't like people. He things like that. So it really didn't work, per se, as far as business. But he even had a dream one day. He said, yo, I had a dream that, we signed that you brought a podcast deal to us. I was like, okay.
So is he still podcasting with the other dudes, or he totally gave up?
I mean, I don't know if I could call it a podcast.
Okay, gotcha.
I'll just say that. But what that brings me to a question for y'all. What makes a bad podcast?
Well, I got two answers to that. One, from a podcast network director's point of view, it's you're selling two things. You're selling sound quality and content.
Okay.
Right. So if your sound quality is not good, your content may be enough to kind of keep people listening for a couple episodes. But if your sound quality is not good, if it sounds good on your, in your earphones, but you go listen to it in the car and it sounds like shit, like different, stuff like that. You want to be consistent. So, and then content wise, if there's no consistency there, if you're only doing, if you do a show once a week for a month and then you drop off the face of the earth for 3 months and then, so content wise, so from a podcast director's perspective, there's that. But from a podcast host perspective, you got to rock with motherfuckers you like.
Yeah.
That you like talking to, and, and you got to have fun with it. Like if we didn't have fun with this show, like if we were like so structured, and y'all remember that conversation, Al, Keon, remember that conversation we had before we started, like trying to like stay in that happy medium of like having structure, but not being so structured where we like rigid. And we had those conversations, like really trying to figure out, like, we don't want to be just like a barbershop where everybody's talking over each other, but we want to have some element of that where everybody's free to say what they want to say.
I think where I was coming from with that, I've learned is that you just got to do it, and then it'll kind of fall into place, and keep doing it. And then it'll work itself out. Right.
Yeah, and we've seen that too. Is learning how to dance with each other, learning each other's personalities. We know sometimes Pooh gonna go an entire show and say 18 words.
Yeah, you want to say that?
That's hilarious.
Right.
And, he can be on the podcast now for all we know.
Right. Yeah. Like we know. But we know, like when Pooh gets passionate about is something passionate, Pooh gonna tell all of us, man, go ahead with that, shut the fuck up, and he gonna say what he want to say. You're right. Go on with that. But we know that certain topics that Keon gonna say, I don't know shit about this, man. I'm just gonna be quiet right now. If we talking baseball or we talking some shit that you really don't care about, you're gonna be like, man, I don't even care, or women's basketball.
I was gonna say that the beat came in. I was like, that was the beat from God. It stopped.
So
I literally.
Right.
Hold on. Let me get this straight.
Women's basketball is legitimate. Like it's a sport, man. You remember?
Right.
You remember having that conversation? I got a guest on, and you like came at her like that. Keon?
So Simba, this is our first guest we ever had on the show, right? She's a former WNBA player. The first guest we ever had on the show.
Wow.
And Keon jumps out with, "Yo, I don't think women's basketball is an actual sport."
That's great content. Great content. Because it makes no sense. The sentence makes no sense.
I was like, what the fuck is this dude doing?
Yeah,
but
it's just basketball. That's a sport.
Right.
And then I took a nap. I don't remember saying that, but I don't remember saying anything. I just tuned
You blacked out? You was that mad?
Oh, man.
Nah, man.
I was gonna make a joke. I was about to say, hold on. You telling me that y'all don't mess with the sparks?
Of course, and she acknowledged they hear that all the time. So she rolled with it and actually addressed it in a great fashion. But yeah, man, that was the point we realized that we had an actual wild card on the show, and we didn't know what the fuck Keon would say at any moment. But but it's those things that keep, But when I went back to listen to it, I was like, yo, that shit is hilarious. So
and it does reflect a very popular sentiment in this country. You know what I mean? Like the women's basketball is not a particularly popular sport for a reason, and maybe not everyone to the extreme that it's not a sport. You know what I mean? But we can be extreme at moments, especially when we get caught up when we talking and we learn that of each other, not to get so caught up in to take people so literal all the time, knowing that we having a conversation. So if I happen to say like, LeBron wasn't this, or Tom Brady wasn't this, or the Falcons ain't this, sometimes just let that flow and really focus more on the essence of what a person is saying as much as every little adjective that a person is saying. Like,
it's the hyperbole of it.
The stuff I like to watch is the same stuff that I'm not, how can I say this? Now I'm being see, that's the thing. When I try to be nice, I can't talk. I don't even know how to say stuff the nice way. So I just say what I want, and then I'm a student. I'm not even going to hold myself back. I ain't at work. I ain't no fucking church. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not having fun and just being relaxed, then this shit ain't no fun. I don't even want to do it. And I'm just saying what Jay just said. So, women's basketball is not a sport. They should be home cooking shit. They're not running up and down the court. I'm lying because I love women MMA. So that I'll look at. And me and Jay went back and forth on that. But yeah,
Man, you be bugging, bro. That's all.
Hey, Captain K.
Hey, I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna get a WNBA. I'm gonna get a WNBA player to bust your ass in 1-on-1. This is a sport.
But I'm telling you, like women MMA, I'm actually a big fan of that. But just women playing basketball, really, no one wants to look at that except for their families. You know what I mean? This shit is just not good. For real.
You deserve a raise, bro. I swear to God.
That's key.
You are a content creator. I love it.
All right.
That's what I was doing. That was the type of shit that I was doing.
You're right. Like you one syllable away from calling them nappy-headed hoes.
No.
Come on.
What's dude just died. Yeah, that guy.
Well, I'm
right. You about to be a shock job.
Right.
But it's just real. It's how I feel. I'm not joking. You're laughing, but I'm dead serious.
He said I'm dead ass.
we need to know.
You're nuts, bro. Honestly. Does it? What is something that? How long have you been doing this network?
Our show, of course, was the first show on the it wasn't even a network then. We just had a show. So I think, and that was we're 140 episodes in, so it's a little over 2 years. Well, no, yeah. So we've been, a little over 2 years. We actually, I think with the second show that actually started us the idea of actually building a network was Staley in English, Yosh and Josh, the high school basketball coaches.
Right.
So that we actually became a network. They came aboard about a year and a half ago. So, so about a year and a half, we actually started building the network.
What's been the biggest pitfall you've had in that year and a half?
Oh, man. And I say this, I always say on the show, niggardry knows no color. So, niggas, man, and what I mean by that is I had to learn to decipher when somebody's serious about joining the network.
Right.
Because at first we're so excited about building and we're so excited about having new voices come on. And every time somebody says, "Oh man, I want to do a podcast," it's kind of like being, it's kind of like having a record label where everybody's a rapper. So, really just having those conversations up front, multiple conversations, realize, somebody's really serious about doing this because this ain't for everybody. It's a grind at times. Especially when you have co-hosts, like you mentioned, different personalities, schedules you got to work out. So that was the most difficult part at first is, shutting people down early and telling them no, instead of just giving everybody a chance. Because, it ends up biting you in the ass a lot of times. I mean, as we've grown and gotten bigger, I think that's the actual issue, like currently is, and it's a good problem to have is to be growing faster than you thought you would. So right now it's just a matter of containing that growth and being able to have your hands on everything you used to have your hands on.
Man, y'all do it well. Just a little bit of insider information. Just the professionalism that I've seen is just immaculate.
Like, oh man, appreciate it.
Emails get responded to with the quickness. It's all professional, and every time I hear a show, it's professional. And yeah, I'm not even just saying that because I'm on the network. It's just, I've been listening to the podcast since maybe 2017, 2016 maybe. And it's the growth of the medium is beautiful to see. Like you said, it was back when it was just radio shows, just internet radio shows, to now where now it's people are making millions of dollars off a podcast.
Right.
And the fact that you said, "Hey, I want to own my own," is in this market is a beautiful thing, because that in itself, once again, is defying life. It's like, okay, I could take this show and give it to a network, but I want to own it. I want to give people the opportunity to build their podcast up. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah, appreciate that. And that's kind of the goal, when we do bring somebody on. Of course, one of the things we tell everybody is it's your show. We're never going to tell you what to say, what to talk about. We're never going to put any reins on you. The one thing I always ask of every host that we bring on is have fun and make it your own. And because in the big scheme of things, like, we ain't curing cancer. If you fuck something up, we can fix it. You know what I'm saying?
Real
so
talk.
Everybody, so I tell everybody, have fun, push the boundaries, defy life. But the difficult part is, like I said, in that growth is making sure that, the people that were here when we had 2 shows or 3 shows feel the same way they do now that we have 10 shows.
Exactly.
And everybody really has, again, that grasp of community and networking, where, I don't always have to be a middle person. Everybody always reaches out and says, "Hey, what's so-and-so's number? I want them on my show." Or I just want to have a conversation with them. So everybody on the network is really good about that. So I'm not always having to mediate.
Yeah, that's a good thing too. That's definitely a good thing. I think that, like I said, it's definitely not a shot to y'all. but it can be. My favorite show on the network is Relationship Status.
Mm-hmm.
And that is something, that show is basically speaks my life.
Oh, really?
That show speaks my life, man. It's like I'm always having those conversations.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always, because I have tons of like women friends who have bullshit dudes in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm constantly having these conversations. I'm constantly giving advice. So I'm taking notes when I listen to that show.
All right. Yeah, damn good show. Yoshi, CL, and Nick do a great job with that show. It's funny. Us three, or us four, being married dudes, me, Pooh, Keon, and Al, we always have, different perspectives than they talk about this, there's three single people on that show. So we always offering different perspectives and, trying to bogart their topics and, and trying to bum rush our way on their show. Shout out to Relationship Status. We still ain't got our invite, but, yeah, man, it's damn good show. Al always, Al likes to say it's like college versus, what would you say, college versus elementary school.
Yo, that was my asshole moment on the show.
Wow.
I was like, yeah, they like high school, we in college.
Damn.
Been there, done that, son. but when you listen to the show, I ain't really done that because I ain't been single in 25, 30 years.
God
so, while I'm living a different life and my perspective is different, my point wasn't really at the time a hierarchy thing where I'm real past y'all. It was just more like I'm living a different life because the life that a single person is living right now, like to me, that's some on so calculus shit. Like I don't even know how folks doing it out there single because it's harder than Chinese math.
Man, it's disgusting out here.
Man. God. Oh man, yeah, I really don't. Yeah, I don't know how y'all do.
I think about it all the time being single. And I'm like, I really only want a woman like a wife or something when I get hungry.
Oh wow. Okay.
And I'm like, that's not a good reason to get married, bro. Like, you can't do that.
Stay single. Because best believe when you get married, she ain't gonna fix your damn sandwiches then. So
that's what I'm saying. It's not worth it.
Yeah,
it's a trap. All I want is sandwiches.
Yeah, like I mean, like Al said, it's a different, it's different things you just think about, worry about, prioritize. It's like a lot of the conversations I tell Yosh all the time. Like a lot of the conversations on relationship status, I don't even think about. Like I wouldn't even think about them because it's just not part of my life.
Right.
And a lot of them I'm like, oh, I never even thought about that shit because, I don't have to go through it. But that's from that perspective, they give a lot of good angles and a lot of good perspectives.
Definitely.
And have some great debates.
Right.
And they have definitely found the recipe of like bouncing off of each other and working together. And,
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I'm jealous of. It's like, am I the only podcast on the network with just one host?
The only active one, yes.
Okay.
Tyrone, Brother Kimmett, is on hiatus, so he should be back within the next month or so.
Okay.
And Chab Dog occasionally is by himself, but for the most part he has, because he takes call-in. So his call-in people who are regulars are pretty much turned into his co-host.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, you're the only one week in and week out that's riding solo.
That's why I try to like mask it with like my special guests.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like but you had the benefit of, having like one-on-one conversations with some dope ass people.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. And because my style of just like comedy and just like my the way I live my life, I'm more of like I'm a punch in type dude. Like I like you can set a joke up and I'll just come through and just tomahawk that thing.
Right.
So for me, it was easy when like I had another co-host who would be talking. I could just slide in for 2 seconds and say bam bam and then slide right back out.
Right.
Like I could just be that type of person. So now it's like I got so many jokes in my head, but I have to lead the conversation. Like it'll be just 30 minutes of me just riffing.
Right. Yeah.
But
it's funny. Like Keon always mentions, I don't even know if he's actually up to it or he's just talking shit, but he always says like we should, rotate being the host and the mediator.
No, I'm dead ass serious. I'm going to bring it up again, but I forgot till you just said it.
Yeah, you but he'll never send in no topics. But yeah, we good.
Nigga, I send topics every week. You know it.
What topics you?
You talking about Santa Claus and shit. Nigga, I talk about shit.
Al, you remember Keon sending the topic?
I haven't heard one.
Yeah, I said I don't even want to say because I don't want to give them my idea. But yeah, I got some ideas.
You got one? Okay. We'll take your one topic.
He said, I'm a host. I don't need no damn topics. Y'all give me the topics.
That too.
But it's different when you do have to change, the style of show, and you have to change how you mediate and how you host the show, based off of the circumstances. So, you got to be able to roll with the punches.
Last question before I go. What is some advice you would give me as a new podcast?
I think I pretty much said it most of all is, have fun and make it your own. Don't try to be anybody else. I think we all see stuff from other shows that seems to be working from them, and it's tempting at times to, hey, maybe we should incorporate this. But then I think you lose yourself in that. Exactly. And I'm sure there's other people listening to your show and our show and other shows that's looking at you as inspiration. So always keep it your own. With that comes the final thing is, stay consistent and don't quit. So as long as it's yours and you're having fun with it, you're going to keep doing it. So that's what I would say.
Perfect.
I like the consistent part. Only thing I would add is don't be afraid. Be willing to grow. There was, I don't know how long ago, maybe a year, 6 months, whatever it was. But someone on the network sent around some surveys, right, to all of the podcast hosts. But the surveys were about other shows. You know what I mean? So we were giving feedback to other shows. And to me, like, that just shows as a network a willingness to at least self-reflect and, gather data to inform, how you go forward. And so don't be afraid to grow. But then the other thing is, do your thing. Whatever your thing is, just do it well. And just keep trying to modify and just modify that craft. So that'd be my advice.
Thank you. It's been great. So how do you guys give back to your community?
We do things every, on yearly basis. Sometimes during the holidays. So like every Easter, Pooh has this up. He teams with Volunteering While Black out of Texas, and so we do care baskets for the homeless. On Easter, we do giveaways around holiday season. We sponsor community events. This year we sponsored. We were the sponsor for the back to school event in South Carolina, in my hometown of Newberry. We've sponsored food drives, all kinds. Anytime something comes up, the partners get together. Kim from Anything, Everything, and Nothing is really good. Her and Tyrone, Pooh,
Shout out to her.
Yosh, we all get together and, whenever something comes up that we have an idea about, we vote on it, see how much we can contribute, and we always try to keep our hands on something and giving back.
Yeah, that's what I'm about. I'm about my people. I'm about giving back. I spent all of last year, because I'm a photographer. I spent all of last year going to events, community events, and things like that, taking pictures of the moments and for free, just because I wanted, one, to get my name out, and two, to get better, and three, to give back. I wanted to give to my community, to make sure, hey, I'm a staple. I'm here. I had to find my tribe, and I found it. It was actually my homegirl, Sierra Stallone. She's an amazing artist. She listens to my podcast, and she loves it. And she journals about it. So she takes notes as she's reading. So she's taking notes of like quotes that I've said or that the guest says, and she just takes notes on things that I'm saying, as well as, keeping herself accountable. So she's like writing notes to herself, like, are you doing this? How are you, shining today? How are you giving back? Like things like that. And I just think that like, that's the type of thing that keeps me going. When I know that what I'm doing actually is affecting people's lives.
Yeah, that's dope.
People are really becoming accountable through our conversations. That's the most rewarding part. Because I felt like saying fuck it to this show multiple times.
Right.
Like before I started rocking with y'all, I was like, man, I'm uploading every week and I'm not getting no listens and anything like that. I might as well just say fuck it and do something else. Because I got,
and a lot of that is one, it's the beauty in networking. And two, which is, a lot of, it's a big part of the reason why we wanted to start the network is to give people that platform. And I think that's a way of giving back as well, to give people a voice and to make people's voice as widespread as possible. Because there's power in having people take heed to what you say.
Yes.
So sometimes when, but I think our first couple episodes, we had 4 listeners, 8 listeners, and those, and of course, 4 of them was us. And to see that growth and, and especially like you said, when new shows come aboard or somebody that's just starting and don't know where to start doing a podcast, don't know anything about it. They just know they want to start one. And seeing that show grow, like I'm so proud of like Lynn and Kim and the growth that they've shown, because they
amazing show.
When Lynn approached Kim about doing a podcast, like Kim was like, "What's a podcast?"
Right.
So that's how raw they were. And Yosh actually started with Lynn. Yosh was like, "Yo, y'all talk every day for hours. You should do a podcast."
Yeah.
And so we literally had to like build from ground up with them, and they've done an awesome job. So to see that growth and to have people have the opportunity to be on a platform vocally, as well as have the opportunity to write and all that stuff, like to get your word out and to actually see your voice grow, it's a beautiful thing. Right?
It is.
And I think with this show, I think you talk about, giving back and your voice and talking. But I think what's special about this show is people are more than just talking. Mm-hmm. So there are people I think basically at the essence of it, people are being good citizens, but people are being good fathers. People are being good coaches, good friends, good husbands. So I think beyond the fact that we are committing to once a week, talking shit, talking about a subject, going after each other on a day-to-day basis, though, we some high-quality people.
Real.
That commit to once a week coming together to talk about a couple of topics from our perspective. But I think to me, the power of this is that there's some pretty dope people at the table too.
Right. That's true.
In terms of actions, not just words, in terms of actions.
Yeah. And the opportunity that we give each other to spotlight those moments, and to spotlight ourselves as individuals. I've heard it several times from listeners, excuse me, as they appreciate the fact that we check in on each other and we catch up on life actually on the show. So,
the good and the bad.
Right. Exactly. And we joke, we clown each other, we make each other mad, but it's family. At the end of the day, we know what we're all about. We know, I operate on this show, and I think we all do, from the same realm that I operate in life. Is I don't rock with shady dudes. So,
Period.
Right. So if you ain't taking care of your kids, I can't rock with you. If you beating your woman, I can't rock with you. I can love you from a distance. So same thing on this show is we always hold each other accountable to make sure that we are upstanding men. And we check in on each other's lives and kids and wives and, trials and tribulations, the ups and the downs. So it's like you said, it's not just that commitment to come and talk about stuff every week, but to actually care about each other. Because I know a lot of people that love each other but don't care about each other.
That's facts. Yeah, it shows this network just shows the integrity of Black men and women. Like we are not no minstrel show. Like we are showing the righteousness of Black people. Like if just this network alone, if this was in suburban households, how could you tell us? How could you say that you hate us?
Yeah.
If you listen to all of our podcasts, and how could you? Because you're gonna love the shows.
Mm-hmm.
How could you ever say that you hate us? You can see the complexity in every single person who touches the mic.
Yeah.
And I appreciate y'all for bearing with me, and we had some technical difficulties earlier and stuff, but I appreciate y'all for holding in with me. And I have one more segment, and the segment I like to give my listeners something to think about during the week.
Mm.
So this segment is called The Diagnosis. That's my favorite part of the whole show. I never want sound effects. I just want to do the sound effect every single time. My favorite shit ever. I don't even want to talk to y'all. I just want to do the diagnosis sound. But diagnosis number 1. Fuck that. Live your life. Give yourself the grace to be free. Don't allow the society's pressures and all that to weigh you down and give you a sense that you're not gonna make it. If you want to make it, you're gonna succeed no matter what.
Right.
Number 2, allow for different perspectives. Like I said in the beginning, like my vision and your vision, we're just looking straight. When you have somebody has their back towards you and they're looking the opposite way, now they have your back. They can see something that you're not able to see. You put another person there on the side of y'all. Now that's 3 perspectives. So there's no way that you'll, get attacked because I'm looking from all the perspectives. I'm not just looking at one. You have to allow yourself to see that other side of the fence, even if you don't agree with it.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many conversations. There's so many arguments that I've gotten in just defending a point that I didn't even believe. I'm just like, I hear what you're saying and I agree with you, but look at it like this. It's like, oh, what you know? I'm like, yo, just look at it like that. I'm not telling you to believe it. This could be true. And the last one, I'm going to put it in quotes. I put it in quotes. Have fun, push boundaries, and defy life.
Damn right.
Word.
All right.
Fellas, one more time, let my millions of fans know who you are, where to find you on Instagram and all that.
No doubt, no doubt. It's J.R. Glymph, one of the hosts of the Defy Life podcast. You can find Defy Life on all social media platforms at Go Defy Life. You can find my personal pages at J.R. Glymph. It's JRGLYMPH. But yeah, definitely go to DefyLifePods.com. Give us a follow, register there, communicate and interact with all the shows on the network. And Simba, appreciate it, man. There's anytime you need us, we here.
Love.
This Alvin. You can find my social media at Alvin Glymph, GLYMPH. And enjoyed it. Great conversation. Simba, if I ever make it out to the Bay,
right,
I'm hollering. You sound like the brother I want to kick it with and hang out with. So I will come check you. If you ever come to the A, you got folks in the A. Yes, I'll check out the show. Really enjoyed this.
And you can find me at Best Med Pod on Instagram. We got YouTube now, so go on Defy Life, search Defy Life on YouTube, so you can listen to it on YouTube. And
the entire network is out
there. Yeah. Fellas, appreciate y'all, man. Y'all. I look up to y'all, man.
Hey, absolutely. Likewise, man. Keep doing this. We're going to keep rocking this thing out, man.
OG's in the podcast game, man. This is Defy Life. Best Man Pod. It's your man Simba Roar back in this thing one more time, bruh. And we out.
Peace.